Good evening, children. Today we are going to learn the concept of linear equation in one variable. First of all, I'll tell you what is an equation. So, it is a statement of equality which involves one or more variables. Now, what are these variables? These are the changeable terms which whose value can be changed or keeps on changing. It's not constant. So, any statement of equality in which we have a sign of equality and involves one or more variables is called an equation. Now, every equation has two sides. If we see an equation, for example, 3x minus 7 is equals to 5. So, that means it has two sides. One on the left side of the sign of equality and the other side on the right side of the sign of equality. So, we can say there are two sides, left hand side which is represented by LHS and right hand side which is represented as RHS in short terms or in short form. Now, what is a linear equation? Now, an equation in which the highest power of the variables involved is just 1. So, if we see this equation, 3x minus 7 equals to 5, that means the power of this variable term is 1 only. When nothing is mentioned on the exponential form of the this variable, that means it's understood is 1. So, x is existing because it has power of 1. So, that means this is a linear equation because the highest power of the variable involved is 1. So, that is why it's called linear equation in one variable because there is just one variable term and rest of the numbers are constant. These are the constant terms. 7 is constant, 5 is constant, and this 3 which is multiplying this variable term is called the coefficient of this variable. The number that is multiplying the variable is called the coefficient of this variable. Okay, so we come to the next term. Now, if we see these two examples, 2x square plus x is equal to 1. That means this is not a linear equation. Here the power of the variable is 2. That's not 1. It has power 2 also. So, it's not a linear equation because the power is more than 1. Similarly, in this equation, we can see y plus 5 is equal to y square. That means here also the power of the variable is 2. So, that's not a linear equation. Now we come to the solution of an equation. So a number which when substituted for the variable in an equation makes left hand side equal to right hand side is said to be the solution or the root of the equation or is said to satisfy the equation. So what does it mean? So for example, we have this equation 3x minus 7 is equal to 5. So we have two sides of this equation, left hand side and right hand side. So we need to find a value of this x, any numeric value of this variable x, so that when we put the value of x here in numbers and we try to find out the solution and we try to find the solution of this term left hand side, it should be equal to 5. So if by putting a value of x on the left hand side, the left hand side becomes equal to the right hand numeric value, that means that value of x is the solution of the linear equation. Right? For example, here we can say 10y is equal to 80. So we are given a value y is equal to 6. So that means if I put the value of y is equal to 6 on the left hand side where my y is lying, the variable y is lying, so it should come out to be 80. So let's check out. Left hand side is 10y. I have the value of y is equal to 6. So I put this value of y instead of y and I multiply 10 by 6. So my answer is 60. And if I see the right hand side is 80. So that means my left hand side is 60 but my right hand side is 80. So these two sides are not equal. That means this value of y is equal to 6 is not the solution of this equation. So this is how we are going to find the solutions of the different equations. Now we have another topic in this chapter, that is how we can write the statements in the form of equations. It's also a very simple thing. As you can see in the example, first is 3 added to a number x is 5. So we just need to understand the term. There's a number x. If I add 3 to that number, my answer is 5. So I'm going to write this way. X plus 3 is equal to 5. So this is my linear equation now. I have made the statement in the form of an equation. Right? Similarly, I have some more example to show. You can see here 15 less than A 15 less than a number in A is 7. So I have a number A and 15 less, means I need to subtract 15 from this number and my answer will be 7. So this is my equation for this first question. In the second question, I have 6 times a number y is 3 more than the number itself. So if I multiply this y with 6, now this is 6 times y, is equal to 3 more than the number itself. So number is y, so it should be 3 more than y. So that means if I multiply 6 and y, my answer should be equal to y plus 3. So this is the linear equation again. So I'm just putting my words in the form of equation. So this is how we are going to make the linear equations. Now similarly, we have a third question over here. 5 less than 1/3 a number z is 5. So there is a number z. I need to make it 1/3 of z and 5 less than. So less means I need to subtract 5. So see my statement, 5 less than 1/3 a number z. So there is a number z and I take 1/3 of z. Then I make 5 less by subtracting 5 from this number, 1/3 of the number, and my answer is 5. So that means this is my linear equation now. Again, I have read the words carefully and made an equation out of the words. Similarly, the fourth question is 2 times the sum of a number x. 2 times the sum of number x and 3. So there is a number x and 3, and if I add these numbers, the sum of these two numbers and 2 times of that sum comes out to be 14, equals 14. So this is the way I'm going to make my linear equations, by reading the statements or changing the statements of words into the form of equation. So next topic is check. To check whether the given value of the variable is actually the solution of this linear equation or not. So for example, I have an equation y upon 3 is equal to -1, and I'm given a value of y is equal to -3. So that means I need to check that if I put this value of y in my equation, so does my left hand side become equal to right hand side? I need to check it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this value of y, put it into the equation. Y is -3, so instead of y I'm going to write -3, and here I already have 3 over 3 is equal to -1. This is my right hand side and this is my left hand side. Left hand side and right hand side, these both should be equal. If they are equal, that means this variable value is the solution of this equation. So if I calculate, I can strike it off and I get -1 is equal to -1. So that means yes, left hand side is equal to right hand side. So that means this value is actually the solution of this equation. Similarly, let's see the next one. 3z is equal to 12. So I need to check this again for the value of z is equal to 2. So I'm going to put this value of z is equal to 2 in this equation left hand side. So 3 into z. What is z here? 2. So 3 into 2. This is my left hand side. I'm trying to solve the left hand side. It comes out to be 6. But my right hand side says it should be equal to 12. Left hand side comes out to be 6 after putting the value of z is equal to 2. And right hand side comes out to be equal, right hand side is already given, it's 12. So that means now left hand side is not equal to right hand side. So this value of variable is not the solution of this equation. Got it? Now the third example, a plus 4 is equal to 5. Now what I have on left hand side is a plus 4, and what I have on right hand side is 5. So I'm given the value of a is equal to -1. So let me put this value of a into my left hand side, and the answer comes out to be 3, because here this is minus negative value and this is positive value. So when we are adding or subtracting, we have to see the bigger term is positive one, and the sign of positive will also be counted in the answer. So my answer is ultimately 3, because 4 is bigger than 1 minus 1. So 4 minus 1 is 3, and the sign of bigger number will be used in the answer, so it's 3. But my right hand side says it should be equal to 5, so that means these values are not equal. Left hand side is not equal to right hand side, so I can say that this value of a minus 1 is not the solution of this linear equation. This is how you're going to proceed now for the homework given to you.